you couldn't find the start button. So
okay. Hey everybody. I don't know what's going. If you guys see me yet, where we had issues. I didn't have a start button when I put the show. I did it too early or whatever. But hopefully I can find you guys can see us. We'll look for you on in my show streaming. Oh, let's see. Okay, no. I'm There we go. I said I'm live now, so here we go. Under my recommendation. Okay, Shark and Mom Deals is already here. I will copy and paste this to Chad. Sorry everybody for this. I'm for. All right, Dwayne. I'm gonna post this in our chat here, so you can copy and paste it into the other chat.
okay. And you want me to paste it into the other YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, into the one that I deleted.
Right. Okay.
Sorry about that, everybody. I had 6 likes on that first one, too. Already. But for whatever reason, I did not have a start button on my show.
It says an error. It won't let me push that.
That was Henry sending me a message.
Message not sent. Error. Try again. It won't let me post the YouTube link.
Okay, I'm gonna paste the one to chat. To Henry. That way. I don't know.
Maybe he can.
Well, because I have to share it into all the groups. So, again, or I just have to go to my. Oh yeah. Yeah, somebody commented. Cannot find a live link, chat link. Yep. Okay, here's. Oh yeah, sorry, folks.
I know why it's saying I can't type anything over there. It's probably because you deleted it.
Yeah, I deleted it because it wouldn't let me set up another show when it was already saying just click that to start it. So I didn't know how to get around it. So.
Oh, okay. So you're posting it in the groups then?
Well, I'm posting it in my group. Somebody already said they couldn't find a live link. Why don't you do shout outs while I'm doing this? That way everybody can.
Well, hold on. I'm still trying to figure out. Okay. I see people.
Yeah, I see. I'm seeing
okay. All right. Now we're on. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. So some of us are on the same page. We're here, kinda. Let's see who's in the house here. We got Sharking Mom Deals. She made it quicker than I did, so that's good. Loretta Brown, Linnell's here, Coco's here, and she's even on time. Wow, good job, Coco. I thought you were taking over my job of being late all the time. We got Thomas Francis, Future Apple, Joni Kramer, Henry made it, PGH Picks, don't know you, Amelia 2325.
I hope we
I think that's it right now. Yeah, I hope everybody else can figure out how to get to us. We had some obvious technical difficulties. We went to hit the go button and there was no button to go. So
I just put it in my group in the Reseller Society for now. If anybody else looks, they'll find me alive, hopefully.
Okay.
I'm not going to this time to do that when we have topics to talk about.
Lee, how are you? It's good to hear from you.
Well, why don't we start with your topic for tonight? Since I didn't even put topics in, I'm going to fix all that.
On the second one? Okay, well, I got to thinking, you know, we all talk about everybody and all the other pickers that we know, and one of the questions I had for people in the audience as well as Chris and myself was, when you find something, who do you go to? Who's your research resource? You know, let's say for different items like clothing. If you have a question about clothing, who do you go talk to? You know, I have a couple. I have April Wynn Buchanan I talk to. That's a person I can always ask questions about, and Ronnie Hart. Those are the two that I would do with clothing. That, you know, everybody seems to have a little bit of knowledge about different niches. You know, maybe Chad, the Golden Finger Picker, if I came across any classic electronics or stuff like that, that's who I would probably go to ask if I had questions that I couldn't figure out. I was just wondering in the chat, you know, who you guys use. This is your chance to call out some of the resellers that you use, and maybe some of the niche products or areas that somebody that we may not know is really good at. Like another one for me is if I have anything about jewelry, you know, I'll call Angie Martin because I know she does well with jewelry. She works with jewelry all the time. Chris, if I ever have a question about patterns, he's the only person I know that's ever said anything about patterns. So he may not be an expert, but he knows a little more than I do. So that's somebody.
And if the question's too hard for me, I'll send you to the person I know.
Exactly, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Is I wanted to hear a little bit of your guys' networking and who you guys talk to about some of your things. Hey, Tanya, how are you? What about you, Chris? All right, let's say you come across some clothing. Are you gonna who's your go-to guy?
Well, I've gone to Ronnie.
Ronnie, okay.
He's the only one I've gone to because I tried to do the most of the stuff on my own first.
Yeah, and I agree, and that's what I'm saying. This is after you get to a point where it's like, okay, I've already done all my research. Who can help me further? And yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm sure I think I talked to Steve, but I mean, I didn't really come out and ask him questions.
Steve who?
Rakin.
Oh, yeah, I've talked to Rakin about clothing as well. He's I think for me, he got pretty busy with all his things that he was doing, so I didn't really want to bother him so much. Not that Ronnie isn't busy, but it just seemed like he, you know, I didn't want to interfere with his stuff like that. So what about I don't know, games, toys? Do you have a go-to guy for toys?
Nope, I don't have anybody to go to.
Wow. Okay. Because see, I have some. I know Jim Bennett, the Emperor of Fun, is very good with toys and puzzles and board games and stuff like that. So I think if I had any questions, that's maybe who I would go to. We're getting some answers now in the So Debbie Beshan said clothing would be Yvonne, Nicole, Jenny, Benny. Yeah, those are very good ones.
And Carol C says Andy knows men's clothing. I don't know who Andy is, so I'm gonna see if she
Andy,
says.
Yeah, I don't know who Andy is either. Andy who?
And
oh, look at that. Amelia gave you a big old pat on the back right there. The only person who has helped me is Chris. The rest usually don't answer.
Oh, I think she means because on Facebook when she sent me a message, I sit there and talk to her, and I think answer.
Right, and I agree. I think some of it might be, you know, somebody you may not know already. If I get a question from somebody I don't know, I may be a little bit more reserved on who I answer to. But I'm not really a niche seller. I know a little bit about quite a few things. I used to do a lot with cars, so I know a lot. I mean, I've been building motors and cars since I was, 12. So I'm pretty good with auto parts and stuff like that. But not a lot of people know that. It's just because it doesn't come up that often. What about anybody else in the chat? Hey, Tanya, if you had questions about, I don't know, what's good, just electronics, who would you go talk to? Going on, Grumpy said jewelry would be Margaret. That's another great one.
Asking that, I'm going to ask a favor of all the viewers because, like I said, I was only my two groups. Then, if anybody is in a group that allows me to put my videos in, like I know Tanya's an admin of the iLot group. Can you put the new link in so that way people know that didn't quit the show? Because I know it says removed by user because I deleted it before I started this one. That's why Dwayne was not able to post it in the comments like I wanted them to originally. So it'll help me and everything else, and it'll help. I know we're back to our normal viewers, but never know who's still looking. Yeah,
see, now we're starting to get a few more in. Tanya answered that Bonafide and Chad for the electronics, and I think that's another one that I forgot about is Bonafide Hustler. For jeans, Prof Sales, and Pittsburgh Mike. Yeah, these are great ones.
Well, exactly, Angie. We had technical difficulties, so we started a little late again tonight.
Yeah, you're not that, but so you're not that far late. So we're basically talking, Angie, about if you have questions about specific niche markets, who would you go to? If you had a question about toys, who would you go talk to? I know you don't come across toys all that much because that's not what you look for. But if you found something that you didn't know enough about in the toy genre, who would you go talk to about it? And after you've done your research, who would you go to help you? That's kind of where I was going with this. We got quite a few in the chat saying different people. And I think a lot of those are people that we know, but it's still nice to get an idea about, some of the other people, what some of the other people in the group would go to. For tiki stuff, Jason. Yeah, that's a wonderful one. Or rum, rum. Jason's a very big rum group. Not a group, a rum connoisseur. So.
And I think some of us are getting a little confused. They might be thinking, who would you go to on YouTube? I was thinking when you asked me, you said, who do I go to? I figured, who would I actually go to and ask on Facebook and say?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was talking about.
Well, I know some, like Amelia said that she reached out to others and they either blew it off or they didn't accept her question or whatever, or a PM. So I know I've reached out to a couple that are being named now, and I didn't even really get responses except for when I had them on my show. I think that was the only time I really got.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
here's some other things. Like, okay, Carol T. She says she knows quite a bit about glassware. That's great because I know absolutely nothing about glassware. In fact, I dodged the glassware aisle because I don't know anything about it. Tanya for books. That's another good one. There's some other people that are really good with books. What's his dink? Picking Profits. Andrew does a lot of books, so he may be able to be somebody you can go to. Going on Grumpy said Heart Picker, which is Ronnie. Exactly. So I was just trying to get a little bit of a, conversation going on, different people and their niches and on who you feel comfortable going to. That was basically my whole reason for asking this.
And we do
hey, Barry, how are you? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, we also do have other topics that we're going to be talking about
yes,
tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't just, do it all at fast. So. Rake and Profits for suits. Yep. He's a good one. And so is April. April does a lot of high-end men's suits, and so does Ronnie. They're all good. Pete Electronics. Sure.
Yep. So we're trying to find out if there's anybody out there that we don't know about. Like, did we even hear who Andy was? Somebody else said the toy. Somebody said toy something on Facebook too.
The toy groups or something?
No, toy hunter.
Toy hunter. Okay. Yeah, that'd be some. See, I don't know that person. Maybe I should look into finding out who that is. Okay, here's another one. I know everybody knows somebody that knows a lot about video games. Because there's quite a few niche people that do video games. I would probably go to Brock Parks just because I know him pretty well. And I know he knows a lot. And Kyle. I can't think of his thing right now. What's his name?
It's Yard Sale Hunter.
Yeah. He would. I know he knows a lot about Yard Sale Hunter. Yeah, exactly. So, Sugar Bear, you know about ties. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
I think he's asking who do we go to about ties.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good question. I have a lot of ties too.
I know a little bit. Guys that do the suits and dress shirts because they would want to have the accessories that go with the stuff.
Right. I know quite a bit about ties, but I wouldn't consider myself an expert by any means on ties. Ronnie knows ties. Okay, so Chad says Ronnie knows ties. That's a good one. I've never really heard him talk about ties all that much. So, but that's good to know that he knows somebody else. Okay, Carol, who's Andy?
Yes, Andy. That's their YouTube channel, or is that their real Their name.
Right, is that their name, or do they have a handle, or Andy who?
PTH Pick said Toy Hunter is actually a TV show in the Travel Channel.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Thrift. Tanya says that Brock Parks is the orange elephant on YouTube. That's correct. Yeah, I guess I should have said that, huh?
And Coco says he missed me. She missed me last night. Well, that's because I was out playing poker last night. So.
Oh, Parrot Head Picker. Okay. Not Andy. Okay. Like I said, I know a couple of Andys, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so Parrot Head Picker, yeah. In fact, we've been talking to him about being on the show at some point when we can get it all figured out properly. So.
Especially on a Sunday night, so that's best for his schedule.
Right, exactly. So, very good. Very good. Hey, Drew, let me do a few more call outs because a couple of people have come in. We heard, Tanya came in. Chad's here, of course. Drew just came in.
Here's another one to watch for
Glenn.
Good stuff, information.
Okay, yeah, for Drew, if you have any questions about old art or art type stuff, Drew is very knowledgeable about that. He's very approachable too. He doesn't mind helping. So that's California Pickin'. His name is I don't know your last name, Drew. Anyway, his name is Drew. So that's a few more reselling resources for you guys. And I would venture to say, if you don't know, you could call upon anybody is kind of around here. Chad, if you asked him, he would know who to go to for a specific niche because he's been around a long time. Chris probably knows most everybody. So if you have a niche that you're not sure and you don't know, get a hold of one of the guys that does kind of a myriad of things. Alabama Pickers knows quite a bit of kind of broad scale. He knows a lot of people out there, so he would be another one you could probably contact if you have any type questions about a specific niche you can't find.
And Henry's asking about Asian dolls. I don't know if anybody that would know anything about Asian dolls, but going on, Grumpy mentioned Deb for parts.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, Deb is great about parting out mostly small kitchen appliances, food processors and coffee pots and stuff like that. She's great at doing those kind of parts, parting out things. So yeah, that's another great one. I'm glad you brought that out. That's what I kind of figured. There's a lot out there. There's so many niches, and we all know somebody that's in at least a little bit into each niche. So I was hoping that we'd get that. Yeah, that's a great one, Angie. Angie said Eric Castle for military stuff, patches
I don't know how a lot of people answer private messages now because of how busy he is with his business doing
right with his
that's another thing. You can talk to you about doing pallets too. So
right. So, but yeah, see, going on Grumpy, see, now that you start thinking about it, you think of all these people that you know or that you've networked with somehow that know something about something. So it makes you realize just how much is out there, or how many people are out there, and how niche markets can come and go so quickly. Resale Ronin for games, if he's still available. I know that he's busy. He's got a real job now that takes up a lot of his time. Now he basically does it for fun. Paul does it for on the weekends, kind of for play money. So Dan's old stuff for clocks and old cameras. That's a great one because I didn't know anything about those.
And of course, Henry says, "Go and finger picker for anything."
Anything, exactly. He's kind of a broad wealth. He's a pit of knowledge. That Chad guy.
That's why we always ask him to come on when we have certain topics that he loves to talk about.
Yep. Oh, and that's a really good one for Drew. Yeah, anything Selena, for Chad, that would, of course. Yeah.
Now, funny thing you brought up about Selena. I actually reached out to Chad because there's a local person trying to sell the MAC Selena lipstick.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to sell.
I think Chad would look good in that.
Well,
Get that little
I asked
lipstick
him where
on
he had
there.
it. He said he had it. It was on back order from the person that he ordered it from. They were, I guess, offering off one for $20. By the time I got done talking to him, it was already up to 16. I was like, "Sorry, Chad. When I thought of you."
Yep. Can't help it if it's going over my budget.
So that's another thing about reaching out to these people. You might find something that somebody else sells that you don't, and you might want to just so you can make some money off it. You buy it and offer them something for it, and like he used to do with Amazon sellers. I have
And
I have somebody that's local that was trying to talk to me about 160 patterns
uh,
for $20. I'm still working on them because I want to know if they're mostly uncut or if they're cut or all that stuff before I
sure.
start putting money in, because I'm not going to put $20 into something if I'm not going to be able to get the money out of it.
Sure. And I actually did something like that once with Deb. I was out of town and I bought something at a thrift shop. And it ended up being a medical device, but not really. But you had to be, in Amazon, you had to be ungated for it. So it was personal health or something like that. I can't remember what that's called. But it ended up that I couldn't sell it. So I think I paid $2 for it. I called up Deb because I knew she could sell it. She bought it for me for $5 or $10, and then she turned around and sold it for $70 on Amazon because I couldn't. But I knew it was a good buy. I just didn't realize that it was in that gated category at the time. So there are a lot of times, yeah. And I know Chad's got calls a couple of times from people that find Selena stuff all over the place, and they know he does collect Selena, so it's like he's got all those eyes out there looking for him.
And Sugar Bear, who played from the other show, said he needed to thank Amelia because she helped him get over the Google issues.
Oh, good. Good job. Good job, Amelia.
No.
All right. So what do we got? Oh, we got 01 Wolf is here.
And we're actually at the half hour mark, but we'll definitely go over tonight because we got three topics.
Probably, yeah. Well, and I guess it depends on how in depth we go on each one. That's for sure. So.
Well, I know that the main one I wanted to talk about was the eBay slow sales, because I was a lot of posts about that lately. Even for November, people are still complaining that their sales are slow. But I've also noticed there's a lot of glitches going on eBay, because one of my newest listings I did, because I'm proud to say I haven't broken it yet, but I'm at 199 listings.
Oh, good job. Good job.
And I've had sales. Well, I listed like 5 things. I had another pattern sale through that. So, but what I noticed is when I went to look at the new listings I put up, 1, 2, or 3 views. They weren't getting the normal at least 10, 15 views that you usually get from the bots type of thing to get the people interested. So I don't know if they're working on that type of thing. That might be a part of the effect of why you're not getting sales. It may be your item's just not popular at this time of the year. When somebody asks when should I list this, I always say list it anytime, because you never know. Even if you want to sell Christmas stuff still sells in the summertime.
Sure.
Otherwise, people wouldn't be putting it out in the yard sale trying to get $1 for it.
Right. That's very true. I'm not a seasonal shopper. I sell things all year long. You're probably going to make more money around those holidays, but you never know. I think the more important thing is that I don't pay up for things. I like in the summer, I'm not going to pay up for Christmas items. I'm going to, because it's not Christmas time, so I'll probably pay a lot less for them, and then put them up, and hopefully that by Christmas time they're either sold or they're at least getting some views and such. So
I'm dealing with answering Sharky Mom asked if the show started yet.
No, we're just here. And everybody wants to know if you just sell on eBay.
Well, I do have Bonanza, so technically no, because all my eBay lists go on Bonanza. But I didn't have Amazon. But when certain things changed, I said getting away from Amazon. I'm wanting to get back, but the wife keeps telling me you gotta worry about certain things, and I'm like, but we want the money coming in. We want to get the stuff out of the house. It's either we gotta sell on Amazon, or we gotta start selling on Etsy, or somewhere find other places to sell besides Facebook. If I'm gonna talk about all these different areas on this show or on my DR show or any other show I'm a guest on, I want to have at least have experience in those areas and have items going, so at least I can have the knowledge behind me instead of saying, "Well, I think." I don't want people
Sure.
not knowing what I'm answering because I'm just answering. Most of my knowledge.
Exactly. Let's see what else we got here. We got grain free. I have no idea. I'm reading the chat here and completely lost. So why don't we? I had a problem in eBay. Now that you said something, I remembered. I actually had to cancel an order, and it was my fault. When I had a listing that had multiple items on it. So I mean, multiple quantity. I think I had 4, and it came time to relist it. So I relisted it, and it relisted at what the original amount was, not what I had left. So it said after I had sold out, it ended up relisting that I had 4 of them. So I ended up selling something I didn't have anymore. I had to go in and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm out of stock. It was my glitch. I messed up." So that might be something you guys look out for if you have multiples quantity on an item. When you go to do your relisting or sell similar, it make sure that quantity is correct, because mine was not, and it goofed me up. So that was the only thing that I had. And the reason my sales are slow is because I'm lazy. Right now with the weather changing, I'm looking for a house, so I'm really not focusing on my business. So I'm the reason my eBay is slow.
And that's another thing I'm going to say. Mine is too, because my reason is because I have my listing. Yeah,
Exactly.
I just bragged about getting to 199 listings, but for a while I was at 195. So with life going on, and yes, I admit I spent some time playing poker. That maybe I shouldn't be spending playing poker, but that's just part of it. As you jokingly said to me, another income stream.
Yeah.
Because the winner's getting cash after the night. If you don't spend money, say I went in for free, and I still get money at the end of the night, that's another stream of income.
Right, sure. But like you said, if you don't, then it's gambling. And like I said, also, if if I go into a thrift store and spend $10 and come back out and go to sell it and realize that it's junk, or it's the same kind of loss. It's still a loss. So
let's see.
Chris Geyer, I believe I said your name right. I did that a couple of times. Not on purpose. I just didn't know what I was doing when I said. But he says he always says for the buyer, or the buyer request, when you go into cancel an order, you can say that the buyer requested to cancel versus you request it. Because if you request it, then it goes against you, and then if it's against the buyer, then it's against him. So I did that a couple of times when it was kind of in the gray area on whose actual fault it was. But I feel when it's my fault, I'm going to take my licks for it. It was something I did, and I don't think that a person canceling their bid mark on as a buyer, I don't think they deserve that unless it was something that they did wrong. You know what I mean? And that's just the way I do things. I try and keep myself with integrity. That's all.
Yeah, and
Go ahead, Chris.
Asking, you should ask the buyer if they will accept that before you even try to just do it. Because
Well,
if they want to be ball busters, they can say, no, I don't accept that. That it was I wanted to cancel. He told me outright that that he lost the item. So no, I'm not going to accept to cancel.
and that it's true. It does go to them to ask. So if I say that the buyer asked to cancel it, they have to approve that cancel. So I guess that is another way that they can, if they can get after you if you've done it incorrectly. But like I said, I've done it twice, and both times it was kind of in the gray area on whose fault it was. It was one time it was somebody ordered something. I can't even remember what they ordered, but it was something that I sent to them, and then they thought it was the wrong thing, and it was just a misunderstanding. So, but before I sent it to them, they knew that.
The only time I had that kind of issue with losing something was local. I know of. We haven't had an issue of it on eBay yet. We've had scares where we've where is it? Where is it? Where a couple hours before the time's up, I'm like, there it is. So we got it all packaged and out in time for the tracking and everything. So that way, like I said, I always do one day just for that. I don't want to do same day just in case you can't find it. Then you're screwed for the same day.
Right. Yeah, I don't do same day either. I do one day just because I also have I work a normal day job. So there are times when I'm just not going to be able to get to the post office before it closes. So let's see. Tanya says that I need to join her challenges. That is true. That is true. Her challenges are very enticing sometimes. And I have joined a couple. But like I said, with right now, I just have so much other things going on with me looking for a house, and I've got a lot of things going on with my other job too. So it's nobody's fault but my own. That's all I gotta say.
That's why when you tell me that you have things going on, I make sure you're still gonna make it to the shows too. I didn't ask you today because I saw you on, so I figured you were home.
Right. Yeah. I make it a point to try and be here for the shows because it's important to you as well as me. And I've kind of made an agreement with you that I would do these shows, and I enjoy doing them. So my wife, she's like, man, all you ever think about on Sunday is football and that damn show. So.
Well, she didn't say anything to me when she met me last week.
Yeah, no, she's not upset. She doesn't dislike you. She's just, she's like, just makes fun of me more than anything.
Well, at least she can watch. She can learn, especially when we do stuff on Etsy again. She can, as you already said, she already picked up things that she didn't know she learned from just watching or listening to us talk.
Right. She's actually learned quite a bit. She'll say, this is my wife Heather, by the way, to the group. She said that she doesn't know anything about reselling when anybody asks her, but anytime somebody asks her a question, she can usually, belt out the answer. So.
But they all want to know where you're moving to.
Well, I don't know yet. I'm looking. I'm not moving out of the state at this point. Me and my wife decided to set up about a 5-year plan where we get into a house, get some equity, wait about 5 years, and then decide what actual, what state we want to go to. Because we want to get out of Utah, but it's just not the right time for us yet. Oh, and thank you very much, Angie. Thank you for saying hi for me.
Let's see. Going on, Grumpy wants to know if anybody's going on the Black Friday deals. I never do.
I don't either. I don't like people.
Well, and especially if the only ones who should do that are people that are into retail arbitrage, in my opinion. Because otherwise, where else are you going to go for Black Friday sales?
Well, and it depends if you're doing it just for yourself or for sale. If you're doing it to resell or if you're doing it to get the deals for your family. But even still, I don't know. I kind of think that when those Black Friday deals are kind of deals, but to me, I worry more that the quality isn't there. It's kind of like their lesser brand or something. I don't know. Otherwise, they couldn't be able to knock the price down so much.
Debbie, yes. Gladys is just moved to California. Debbie was asking about Gladys Ramos. She just moved to
Who?
California. She did Gladys Ramos.
Oh, okay.
Debbie was asking about her, asking if anybody's heard anything. She moved to California the last time she was there, and she did a daily trip from Chicago all the way down through Texas type of thing up to wherever she was going in California. So she was doing pictures daily and things like that. So I'm sure she'll be back to doing her YouTube channels and shows, videos and stuff soon. And we'll try getting her on the shows when we have a good enough topic for her, because we don't want to waste people's time type of thing.
Right. Well, they're saying, first of all, Idaho pickers. Idaho is nice, but to me, Idaho is like northern Utah. It's the same. It's the same. It's just taller. It's a little further up. That's all. It's too much the same for me, I guess. Let's see. When you move, are we all invited for? Of course. Going on Grumpy. Of course. When I move, we'll have a good old time. I'll invite everybody. They want us to have a show with our wives.
That's not going to happen. I always joke around with the wife. All right, Roxy all the time saying, I'm going to get you on. She's like, no, you're not. Not when she wants to spend money to beautify her. So.
Oh, I'm sure Roxy is gorgeous.
She is, but like I said, every time I bring it up to her, she said, nope, not going on the show, not even as an emergency guest. She's over here shaking her head no now. So
yeah. I don't know. My wife would probably come on. She probably wouldn't know what to say. That's all. I am kind of looking. Idaho Fall Pickers asked if I was looking for a warmer state. My wife is. She's originally from Northern California, and she came to Utah in the mid '80s and got stuck here, and has never been able to get out. I've lived here my whole life. The snow doesn't really bother me too much, but as I get older, I have less and less things that I do that are snow related. So I would rather get out of the snow. And Utah is a desert. To me, it's just, I mean, it's beautiful in its way, but it's just, there's so much, it's just gray and brown. So I'm looking for somewhere where it's a little more green.
Well, yeah, I joke around with you about coming down here.
Yeah, I know, but that's the same. Again, that's just like where I live now. It's just a desert, just a different way.
Not really. If you think about it, it's only 2 hours away from the mountains.
Well, gosh, I'm only 10 minutes away from the mountains where I live now.
Yeah, but when you get away from the snow, we still get some snow. It melts within a week. The only time you got to worry about the heat is during the summer when it's 110 degrees.
Yeah. Well, it gets that warm here too. Usually gets up in the 100. We have quite a span. It'll be 105. Usually is like the hottest it gets in the summer, one day or something. But then it also gets down to 0. So, I think it's that way. That broad temperature band that it's just kind of hard to deal with sometimes. Let's see. Salt flats in Utah. Yeah, out in the desert, there's nothing but salt. If anybody knows, my wife is from Livermore and Tracy, Northern California. So not quite the Bay Area, but close. Getting there. Sugar Bear used to live in the Monterey area. That's beautiful from what I hear. I wouldn't mind living in Northern California, except that I don't think anybody can afford to live there anymore, can they? It's so expensive.
Well, okay,
let's see.
I was gonna say, let's go back a little bit about the eBay glitches and stuff.
Oh yeah,
about the
absolutely.
eBay sales that are falling off. There's people like Chad who says when he doesn't list, he doesn't make sales. When he lists, he's getting sales left and right. So it can't all be just eBay glitches. So you have to look back into what you're listing. I admit that some of the stuff I have may not even be worth listing, but I got some for free, so I'm just trying to move it out while I'm able to get the pictures and I have access to it, instead of trying to dig through the rest of the house trying to find the hot stuff that might sell. And then still have to clean it, do all that work too. So
I understand, yeah.
And Henry's saying you're moving to Canada.
That's a little too far north. No, lives in Florida. Everybody's. I actually lived when I was in the Marine Corps. I lived in California for quite a while, and I liked the area, but I didn't like the people. They were just not nice enough. You know, they're too busy. And then I spent about 9 months in Georgia, in Augusta, Georgia, and I really did like the South. The Southern hospitality is it's a true thing. So I just have having a hard time getting my wife to go anywhere that humid. So anyway, back to reality. Come on, guys, we got important stuff to talk about here.
Well, I want to know what was our third topic, since we're already at quarter of the hour.
The third topic was knowing your goodwill managers, how to get on their good side, and just getting to know them.
Now, we cannot remember if that was Glenn or somebody else that gave us that topic on a suggestion the night that Glenn gave us his other topic that we used.
Right. Yeah. Somebody asked for this topic, and like Chris said, it was the same night that Glenn had said about buying from the gut. That was his topic, and somebody asked about this, and we didn't get it. So it's been a couple weeks, but we finally made it. We got to the question. Knowing your goodwill managers. I don't know how many of you do know them, or on good terms with them. You don't know yours?
I haven't been in a goodwill for it's a 10-minute, 20-minute walk for a good year.
Wow. Well, and of course, when we say goodwill, we're not just talking goodwill. It can be any thrift store, whether it's Salvation Army or any mom and pop thrift store. But again, I think that's part of the networking of this business is not only getting to know other people that sell similar things that you do, but also getting to know some of the vendors that you can buy things from. I actually I went. We have Savers here in Utah, and I went to a Savers here. It was a couple months back, and I had about $100 worth of stuff. And I went up and I asked just the cashier. I said, "Is there any way you can help me? Is there some kind of discount I can get?" And I was actually surprised. She said, "Well, if you buy this 99-cent bag, the carry bag, I'll give you 30% off." So I spent $1 and I got $30 off my purchase. And it was just because I asked. I was nice about it. I didn't demand it, and I don't ask every time. I just felt I had quite a bit of stuff, and I was a little bit worried about my budget at the time. So she did. She helped me out, and that was just I think she was more of a shift manager. I don't think she was the store manager. Granted, she wasn't just a cashier, but there's a lot of times that if you just ask nicely and you're jovial with the people, they're willing to help you out too. So
yeah, like I said, I don't go out too often to the thrift stores anymore because I still have enough stuff here. In fact, I think I didn't even go out this whole yard sale season. That to have the name Walking Picker, and I don't go out.
We're gonna have to take your name away if you don't get working, man. I don't know. We'll have to call you something else.
Well, but like I said, when I have a lot of stuff already in the house, because I have products in just about every part of the house, I don't want to overflow the house to where we can't even move around.
Yeah, so I understand.
I gotta get rid of the quote unquote dead pile before I can start bringing stuff in.
I'm there too. I actually haven't been sourcing in quite a while because I have plenty to do here. I just need to get on top of it. So, not so perfectly me. You're fine. You're a little bit late to the show. That's okay. You can always go back and watch the rest. Like Chad. See, he said the same thing. What did I miss, Chad? You big dink.
That's how perfectly we had issues at the beginning. So the original link is not working. That's why the title and everything's not here this time. So you didn't really miss it. You didn't miss getting an alert because I did post it in the groups like I usually do. But hopefully it I see we're getting normal viewers. Yep, so it got out there.
Right, finally. And if you did miss anything, you can always go check out the chat right now. Scroll back up if you want to read through that, and then you can always watch the video later. It's just you just got to make sure you check the chat while we're on because it goes away. So, and Chad, he stops in. He stops in here, stops in there. Oh, you guys are still on. Oh yeah.
Yep, he listens when we talk about him.
I know. We talk good things about him, and here he goes. He doesn't even show up.
He helped Katie and the baby because they're flying to Indiana tomorrow morning. So he's
all right. I guess we'll let you go because it's a family-oriented thing here. But not next time, dang it.
Anytime it has to do with the baby.
Yeah, I agree. So anybody, I didn't read in the chat too much about, networking with your Goodwill managers or your Salvation managers. Do a lot of people do that? Do you actually go out and try and find, obviously Chris and I kind of gave our position, but what about you guys? Do you guys make an effort to, get to know them? Or is it you just want to stay on a business type relationship? I know when I used to scrap metal for my electronic scrap business, usually about once a year, I would bring everybody hot coffee or hot cocoa when I was dropping off, sometime in the winter. And, it was just to say thanks. It cost me $5 or $6. But it really, it made me feel good about it and made them recognize that I knew who they were. And I think that's a big deal. Wait, I saw somebody not so perfectly me got your total top rated seller today. Good job. That's awesome.
And Vaughn got her merch account today.
Oh man, how long did it take you, Yvonne? I've heard that it's been up in the 4 or 5 months after request now. I'm just curious on how long it took you.
And Janina?
Power Seller yesterday and TRS today. Janina Debska? That's a new name we haven't heard of. I've never heard of.
Yeah, I haven't seen that name before either. So unless they come under a different name on other nights.
Yeah, well, congrats and thanks for showing up. Chris Geyer. Oh yeah, he did say something. I did see that. I'm sorry. That he has a few employees that that'll hold things for him, and then he flips them some cash. You got to be careful with that because you don't want to get. I know we have a thrifting. It's called the Deseret Industries here, which is a church-oriented thrift store group, and employees can actually get in a lot of trouble for that at that one. So just make sure that if you are doing that you're not putting them in danger of losing their job. I'm sure if they know, then it's up to them. I just you got to be careful sometimes. 4 months. Yvonne says it took 4 months to get her merch account.
Yep, and Amelia says it took her 2 months. And Janina says that she's been watching us for a while. She said, I watch you a lot, and she's in Canada. So,
very good. Very good. I guess we've never seen your name, that's all.
Well, this might be one of the first or a few times that she actually commented.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Regulars that comment, and then there's regular workers. I mean, there's got to be regulars if they're sitting on a laptop or a tablet that they can't comment on, or else. So.
Okay, so here's my next question, Yvonne. Since you're good with merch, how many designs did you already have planned out and ready to go? You just were waiting for the go for merch. I mean, did you have a backlog of 5 or 6 shirts that you were ready to just waiting on the approval, or are you just starting now? So I know some people are, kind of graphic artists in their spare time or in their other jobs.
Ken says he's still waiting on merch, waiting to apply. Laugh out loud.
See, and you would have some good ones, Chad. Just some of your sayings or some of the things you have all the your Barry or the BG stuff. I'm sure you could come up with something. So.
And I had ideas in my head about things like that, but since I don't really do it anyway, I didn't want to start doing. Well, there we go. There's a topic for us because Future Apple wants to know: explain merch account, please. What I know of it from what everybody's saying, Future is a you make designs of your own and you put it on shirts, and then if you get accepted, they get printed out and they make sales for you. It's just like a clothing line of your own.
Yeah, and just to add to what Chris said, basically from what I understand is you're selling your graphic arts to, not selling it to them, but you're saying that this is yours and then they'll put it on a shirt. There's no money out for you. The only money that you have to come up with or anything is if you wanted to buy some special software to make your graphic arts. But you just come up with a great design for a t-shirt, you get your submitted to merch, you submit that and then tell them how much you want to sell your shirts for, and as they get orders for that shirt, they'll print them off. So I know quite a few people are making a lot of money on it. Of course, the more shirt designs you have out there, the more you're probably going to get sales, just like everything else. So
Yvonne said some are making bank, as with the show topic, maybe fill in a gap when eBay sales are slower.
Sure. I can't remember Glenn Zubia. He was in the green room and he did a lot of their graphics for the green room and stuff. And he's a graphic artist, and I know he's making pretty good money just on merch stuff. So
Amelia wants to know who owns the rights, and I think that's the person that makes it that owns the rights because it's coming out of their head. They're the creative mind.
Yeah,
Because otherwise they wouldn't be able to. That's why they're fighting China with everybody that copies a good selling idea. China people are going to copy it and try making money off it by doing fakes. So
I agree. I believe that you own the rights, but I don't know to what extent. Whether it's trademarked or it's not patented, but you may have a trademark on that. I don't know how that works because I haven't gotten that far into it. So,
and we do have somebody in the works for possibly having on for a show about this topic. But
good.
Now, well, I'm thinking about who it is, but we were going to have him on a while back, but a certain biscuit head got home. Just got back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a person. Yeah, that I know he's been doing quite a bit on that. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while, actually. So.
Yeah, we don't know exactly who owns the rights, but I want to say, from what I've read, that it's a creator. So don't hold me to it because I am not a merch seller. I'm not Amazon. You have to read their rules when you look.
Well, and I'm not sure if you own the rights to do it through Amazon or if you own the rights outright. If you went out of Amazon and made those shirts, would you still have the rights to those shirts versus only if you go through Amazon? So somebody might have to read the fine print on that when they apply or talk to somebody that knows more, because I really don't know that one.
Yvonne says, "Great, Chris, please do." So we both know who we're going to try reaching out to.
We got a couple of people that we could probably talk to about merch. I mean, I know there's quite a few people that got into it. So, in fact, Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures is she's going on merch pretty good from what I heard from her. So, we have a couple of people. Maybe we should I'll write that down.
And Amelia says she can ask him, but no one seems to know. So that's a good.
Right. What groups are you in, Amelia? If you really are interested, you may want to go talk to Texas Gal Treasures in the International League of Thrifters, or just IM her. She can probably answer.
Margaret never
She
responded to
never
her.
responds to your questions. Oh, okay. Okay. Huh. That's weird. She's usually pretty good about that.
Tanya, get a hold with your girl.
Yeah, Tanya, get on Margaret's case. Jeez. I know Glenn Zubia, but you probably don't. So,
Brian.
oh, okay. She says she belongs to the International Thrifters. All right.
I know
Well,
Brian does.
gosh, I say we should be able to point them in a direction, and now we can't.
Well, Brian Posey does it.
Yeah, try Brian. Do you know Brian Posey? Let's see, the Albatross. You can try him.
I don't know. Henry says that Jason, and I think he's talking about Jason T. Smith does it, but I don't know if he'll get into the. And Yvonne says she joined the merch Facebook group. So there you go, Amelia. Yvonne just gave you a. Jeff does it, and Chris Green. So we're getting a lot of different names for our spots.
Right. There's probably quite a few out there that do it. We just don't know. Hopefully that's enough starts for you, at least to get a hold of somebody. I'm sure that if you go onto Amazon and look at their merch, they probably have a frequently asked question or help group or something there. You may be able to do that and come up with that answer too. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to say something I don't normally say.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen 21 likes with 40 something viewers. Let's get that viewership up to at least 40 likes. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, only half of you guys like us. That's horrible.
I got one dislike already. We already smashed that one out of the water, but I mean.
Yeah, you had one on the last thing too. I figured that was
viewership.
just because we were having so much trouble. So anyway, any other questions in the chat? We're right close to the hour.
Okay, that's so perfectly me. Who are you saying you like? There's so many of us in the chat and on the show.
Yeah, of course. It could be anybody.
And I don't know if I'm going to do an after show yet before Henry asks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I expected that here real soon. So.
Well, as soon as I started talking about ending the show, it was a he'll ask. That's what I said.
So perfectly, me did have a question. Aren't you supposed to get a badge for TRS? I do know that after it probably takes like 24 hours, but then when your name comes up, it has top rated seller at the tail end of your name. I think it takes like 24 hours though.
I wouldn't know because I have not gotten close to that.
I think I lost mine here recently, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you told me you did when we talked about it Wednesday night.
Yeah, I was looking. So,
about it, and I was mentioning my numbers because I said how it's odd that when I'm not making sales, the numbers were high, but when I started making a lot of the sales, the certain numbers were low, and I'm like, that does not make sense. How could the listing all these numbers be lower than when you're not making sales?
Right. Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. That's true. Any questions in the chat?
I am not seeing any yet.
That's true, Henry. Pete did lose his. He talked about that last night. Yvonne says that she's not 100% sure, but maybe the badge is only for top-rated plus listings.
He says, don't quote her.
And here I just said it, right?
Well, she did say she's not 100% sure anyway, so right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not, yeah.
So if there's not going to be any more questions, I don't know if there's any interest in an after show.
One thing you do need to talk about is that we're not having a show on Wednesday.
Oh, that's great. No show Wednesday night because of Thanksgiving. And the 30th, we are going to have Resale Rabbit.
Resale Rabbit. Mm-hmm.
Talking about brick and mortar store, going from traveling around the country and selling to going into one area, I guess. Unless he has a store and he still travels. I don't know. You know more.
Yeah, that's what we need to find out.
And again, I'm going to ask, since we got more viewers tonight than we did last Wednesday night, we are thinking about switching the shows around and having our show come back to Sunday nights. And then doing our opinion type of shows like this on Wednesday night. So if you haven't prefer us having our show on Sundays, let us know. Or if you like to set up that we have it, any change that we make will be after the new year. So you have a whole month to really let us know what you think. But
Chad says that he's no Pickers Church for Tuesday either. So it looks like everybody's taking the week off from their shows for spend time with their families for Thanksgiving, and that's the way it should be.
I'm probably gonna put Chad on the spot, but I'm probably gonna assume there's probably not gonna be any show on Friday night either.
Oh, he said Ronnie will be out of town, so.
Well, I don't so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Chad. It looks like your fans are speaking here. You know, Angie's not going to be very happy with you. Yvonne says that she needs her shows. I mean, you got withdrawals already.
But that's not his show anymore. It's their show. It's on Ronnie's channel. So. He said he's planning on Friday. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Well, I wasn't sure because you never know. He might want to go to Indiana, or the Indiana family might come down to see him. So.
Right. Exactly right.
You know, I shouldn't. Sometimes I can think like he does.
Yep. Sounds good. Well, I think with that.
Oh, and somebody said they need more Kim too. Vaughn said she needs more Kim.
Did you say that there's going to be an after show or no?
I haven't really seen anybody in the chat say they wanted one. I know certain people said they'll come in if I have one.
Well, yeah, Henry will come in, of course. Glenn will always be there if we have an after show. Is anybody else interested in an after show?
And Sugar Bear wants to thank everyone for the welcome, everyone, and for the advice. Thank you. You're welcome. Glad to have you here. And
that's exactly why we're here.
And if we don't see you in the chats during any other shows, and Chad cannot do an after show tonight, so he will not be in.
Okay. Sounds like no after show then.
Nah, I don't think so. I honestly, after last night, I'm still a little tired. So.
All right, guys. Well, happy Thanksgiving. If we don't hear from you or talk to you, and then spend some time with the family. They're important. Yeah, what do you have? Anything, Chad? Or Chad?
Wow.
I was looking at Chad's comment, and then I said something to you.
I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. We'll hopefully not have a issue of no start button.
Right.
I will be working on the title and everything on this show for the viewers that want to catch me later. Since I just put in the Sunday Night Live instead of everything I typed in earlier. Oh yeah, I did all the work and I couldn't even use the start button. So, like I said before, if you like what we talked about, hit that like button. And we will see you next week.
See ya.